Okay, so here we are on 11/25, November 25th. And last week we had several lab days mixed in with quite a few lectures. And so this week is just straight lab days, really not too much on the way of lectures. Now, if you finish early, okay, this is an ideal time. What I want you to do is I have a tutorial on TypeScript that if you finish early, I want you to, and it's on the playlist. Let me kind of show this off. If I go to playlists and I go here, I will start recording as I pause myself. So here on the playlist, there's Learn TypeScript Full Course for Beginners. Okay, and this you could see this is on freecodecamp.org. So this is just call this supplemental, right? So if you finish this lab early, this is definitely something you can code along with, and it's a 2-hour. So it's not a ton of time, but this would just be supplemental for those of you who finish early, and it goes through just as it says, it's a full course of TypeScript for beginners. So we have 3 lab days here, and my seated class knows that these are optional remote days, and then we've got a little break on Thursday, Friday of this week. Really, this lab 0503 is due by Sunday of this week, right? So today's the 25th, and this lab 0503 is due on the 1st of December by 11:30. Okay, so that will get us through this week. And that is day 65 of the semester. Well, it's an 80-day semester. You can do the math. We've got 15 days remaining. What those 15 days look like, and this is the general game plan. Of course, we're always nimble to move if we need to. We're looking at 2 days for our last hands-on test. So when we come back, we're going to have a hands-on test, exam 5. Now, you might wonder, we saw exam 4 built on top of exam 3. And so you might wonder, is exam 5 going to build on top of exam 4? The answer is yes. So my advice on exam 4, because as you know, this class gets a little bit more difficult as you go on. Okay, my advice is to clean up your exam 4 and, fix any bugs, obviously because we're going to be building on top of it. Exam 4 was still focused on the back end, and of course now we're going to be building a front end on top of that. That is exam 5. So it's really no secret what is exam 5. Exam 5 is building a front end for the back end that is exam 4. Okay. Then we've got lab day, lab day, lab day. So that's the week returning. This lab 0504, we'll take a closer look at it when we return, but that's going to be kind of building out your search interface, and then what's left after that is completing your final project. Now your final project, you might remember, is a good chunk of your grade. If I can show let me pull this off screen so not everyone's grades are on the screen, but if I look at the grade weighting for this class, and we covered this on day 1, your labs are worth 40%, your hands-on tests are worth 45%, the written tests there haven't been a ton, but they are worth 5%, and then the final project is worth 10% of your grade. And so when it comes to this final project here, what that is broken down is several different grading rubrics. Okay, and I will unveil these grading rubrics on day 71. So that you basically have the remaining portion, to work, whether you're finishing up 0504, I'll put a due date on that. And then these final project rubrics, these 3, are all due at the beginning of class on day 80. So like the last day of the semester, right? And this 0504, I'm going to put a more firm due date on that versus trying to grade that at the end of the semester. It's probably what it's going to be, and I'll confirm this later. But you'll have, 3 or 4 days here, maybe one more week to work on 0504. But the point is, I'll give you a firm due date. I don't have that right now. And then at some point, we'll just work on the final project. Now, you're going to notice that there's a lot on the, like for example, lab 0504, I might not have you flushing out the test cases, or I might not have you flushing out the comments. There might be some things that I didn't have you build as part of the labs that you will have to build for the final project rubric. Okay, so we definitely have some more requirements to add on to that final project. But I just wanted to kind of draft that for you guys and kind of show you the remaining portion of the semester. Here we are way back on day 63. It kind of feels like we're getting close to the end, albeit we still have about a fourth of the semester left. So there's a lot of time. At the same time moves fast, and before you know it, we'll be at the end of the semester. So any questions from my class in person? Again, as you know, this is always a little subject to change, but I just wanted to kind of draft that out. All right.